Production 1. Generate milling data for the insole milling machine. In this video we will show you how to start a production order for the designed insole and generate a milling file for your insole milling machine. We are in the Model tab and see a fully constructed insole in front of us. We switch to the Order tab. At the bottom we see the buttons for the production. Let's click on Start Production and select the production workflow Fräsen, in old versions 5th standard, and click on Start. The started production order immediately appears in the customer folder table Production. If we want to produce the insole twice, we start another production. If you want to send a production order to feetinform Mill Center, start a production with the production workflow Mill Center. This will also appear in the production list of the order. Now we have 3 production orders. Via the status and action we can see the location and the progress of each production. Now we switch to the Production tab. Here we can find the data of individual production orders. A production order is a copy of the construction and the production parameters of the order at the moment of the production start. This means that the subsequent changes have no effect on the already started production. We navigate between the productions via the Customer folder. As soon as an order is selected, its productions are displayed in this production list. If the option FIF Mill is activated on your workstation, then you will see the NC generator for the milling data in the left banner. Our insole milling device is usually configured for the production of 4 pairs of insoles, therefore in the NC generator we see 4 slots: tray A, B, C and D. Let's select a production with the status Fräse and load it into one of the slots. This changes the status of the production and adds a new entry to the production history. The loaded or already produced production cannot be loaded again into a slot. This also applies to the productions from other production workflows. For example, a Mill Center production cannot be loaded into a slot. To mill a production again, click on Reproduce. If you select the production workflow Fräse, a copy of the production will be created, which you can lay on a slot. You can also release the slot. You can cancel a production, then it remains in the list but can no longer be loaded. Now we load our second production on slot B. Disable the left or right side if you don't want to mill them. Now we click on Generate the milling file. Not all slots have to be loaded for this. Now we switch to the milling software. Here we can see what is being milled. We load the milling machine with blocks and start the milling process. As soon as the milling process is finished, the result will be evaluated. Successful, successful. This changes the status of the production and adds a new entry to the history below.
Can I load productions from different customers together?
Yes, the procedure is the same as just shown. You only have to load the other customer in between and load the desired production into a free slot. The loaded slots remain. Now we do it together. We load a production of the current customer in slot A. Then we switch to Search, load another customer, start a new production and load it into slot B. but we can also use the Search tab in the Search filter to find all the productions that are still to be milled. Production workflow 5th standard, status Fräse, action NA. By double-clicking on one of the entries in the table, we load the belonging customer and automatically jump to the Production tab. Now we can load it into one of the free slots. Now we switch back to the list and load the next one. When the slots are loaded, make sure that the mill is done with previous milling operation. Then we click on the play button and switch to the milling software. The new milling file will be loaded automatically and the milling can be started.
How do I proceed if I have several stations?
If all stations access the same database, you can start the production on any station and then generate the milling data on one of the milling stations as shown above and mill the insole. If your milling station has access to another database, the data must be sent to this database first. To do this, click on Export Data and select the first option. In addition, activate the option Including Productions. Determine where the export file should be saved, generate the export file and send it to the milling workstation. On the milling workstation, import the data using the import function. Then all changes and thus also the newly started productions are imported into the database of the milling machine and you can mill the insoles as shown above.
And how to send the productions to feetinform Mill Center?
First, go to the Settings tab and click on Production Center. Click Register and select the registration file we sent you here. Here you will see the contact details of the production center. When sending to the production center, only the 3D data of the construction, block type and reference material will be sent. All other data will not be exported. The assignment is done by the production number. In the combo box Extra Data, you can specify that additional first name and last name of the customer or abbreviations are exported to facilitate the assignment of the delivery from the production center. Now you are registered and you can send the data to the mill center. To do this, we switch to the Search tab and click on Send to Production Center. Select the production workflow Mill Center and the first option to send all since the last sending new Mill Center productions together to the production center. The entry of the due date and comments are optional. Specify where to save the export file. Check Send by email if you want to send the data immediately. In the email you will see the list of the production, the export file itself and the order number under which the production is running at the mill center.